During Prohibition, the bourbon industry in the United States had a problem: survival. One of the ways they did that was to get a special exemption for certain companies to sell medicinal bourbon. And we are going to explore one of the very simple recipes for this medicine today. Let's get into it. All right, so I want to start with reading a small passage from Fred Minnick's outstanding book, Bourbon, The Rise, Fall, and Rebirth of an American Whiskey. It's an outstanding book. Any bourbon junkie, any whiskey aficionado should have it in their library. I'll link it below. You can check it out from Amazon. But it's a really outstanding book. Covers from beginning to end, or beginning to present, I should say. It's really great. Let me read you this passage, though, about medicinal whiskey, okay? Quote, "It was a medicine that doctors knew. Dr. Charles Higgins in Providence, Rhode Island, said he found whiskey to be a valuable treatment of my influenza cases. I find that it is a great aid to assimilation of good. It tides the patient over the danger period of his illness. It counteracts the poison of the disease in the system. I think it is wise to use a fair amount mixed with milk." And that, friends, is exactly what we're going to do today. I have 2%. I've got Russell Reserve 10-year, and we're going to find out what this influenza cure tastes like. I'm going to go milk first, bourbon second, and I'm just going to eyeball it. Just going to eyeball it. Like a goddamn professional. All right, so that much milk, huh? And bourbon, I don't know. Let's see here. A splash, and a little more than a splash. A little more than a splash of the old Russell's Reserve, which is a great bourbon, by the way. I don't know if I've reviewed that yet, but it's now in my milk. So here we go. Let's get it on the nose, huh? Yeah, so it smells like bourbon with a hint of that lactose protein smell that you get from milk, right? It's already starting to coagulate a little bit on the edges of the glass. That's something. Look at that. What is that? What's that? Yeah, it's just kind of a coagulation. Funny thing. So it's yeah, it's almost like the bourbon smell is just tamped down a little bit by the addition of the milk. And anyway, all right, so let's see if modern medicine has overlooked something quite powerful for the treatment of influenza and other type of ailments. Cheers. That is an abomination. My God. Oh my God. Whoa. That's not good. It is not good. Nope. It's less of any type of specific taste. It's like the two things cancel each other out. You get a touch of bourbon, maybe like a little cinnamon. That's it. And then the milk flavor is gone. Like it's just the two armies came together like Lord of the Rings and just boom, everybody's dead except for this little bit of cinnamon, the little hobbit who had his ring on and he, was invisible or whatever. That's the nerdiest reference that has ever occurred on this channel. But I won't say it's the nerdiest reference that will ever occur. Touch of cinnamon, a little bit of very mild milky taste, but The thing that makes this an abomination is the mouthfeel. It's weird. That coagulation is occurring somewhere in there. It must have something to do with the alcohols and the proteins. I can hear it in my throat. It's like the alcohol and the proteins must be interacting in such a way that it's causing some bit of almost a chewiness. I don't know. I don't know that this would do anything if you had the flu. No, I don't have the flu. Okay, so I didn't really mix this. As I get down, less milk, more bourbon comes out. But that mouthfeel goes nowhere. This is a mouthfeel that makes you want to brush your teeth immediately. It's really weird. Very strange mouthfeel. In Prohibition, this is what the bourbon industry needed to do in order to survive. There were a few companies, I believe Old Forester was one of them, and I believe Wild Turkey in some form as well. Russell's is Wild Turkey, if you didn't know. I'm sure most of you do. That's what they needed to do to survive. There was a great deal of fervor around exorcising this demon of alcohol from the American public, and this is what we were left with. A few companies able to pull through and survive Prohibition as a result of getting a special exemption to sell this as medicine. Of course that got abused, of course there were things going on, but hey, Prohibition was a wild time, and it was God, if they thought this was medicine, man, they were dumb, you know? It's just that, you know, things change, we know better, and we know that ain't nobody curing the flu with this little concoction, you know? But that's what had to happen for us to be here today with some companies that survived and have a long history of selling bourbon in this country and a long tradition. Because otherwise you'd have just companies that are kind of making it, you know, new with old recipes, but there would be something lost with the discontinuation of that tradition of distilling. So Prohibition is a weird time, especially for the American whiskey and bourbon markets, but a few survived because they were able to sell it as medicine. And that's where we are today. It's just terrible. So, that's all I got today for you guys. Short one. It's kind of fun to try these funky things out. Next one, we're just gonna review a new whiskey. Been behind on whiskey reviews, my bad. We'll get some going here. Also coming up on the channel, I will be sampling for you the world's hottest chocolate bar. That comes up soon, and of course, you don't want to go anywhere because I'm going to have a giveaway for some of the Kershaw shuffle knives that I recently reviewed for you as well. So if you're an EDC guy looking for something new, might be your opportunity to get your hands on one. That's coming up soon as well. But on the next one, we're going to review something. Until then, to good spirits, good friends, and hell, good health. See you on the next one.